I will guide you through the extended version of the 1-minute meditation. Base of the spine. Heart. Throat. Ma, ma, ma. Third eye. Base of the spine. Na, na, na. Navel. Ma, ma, ma. Heart. She, she, she. Throat and the mouth. Va, va, va. Two eyes and the two brains. Ya, ya, ya. Ma, ma, ma. Om.
happen for me. I'm only saying, can somebody just be happy for me? I really hate to say I told you so I bite my tongue, but you know.
Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. You are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
All right, peace. Thank you for round of applause. For hey man, yeah, I'm here to talk to y'all about one of the most important Patreon $5 tier. Moon sign read better late starting. Then I got them all scheduled. So like my mind, bro, I'm not fast. I'm medium. I'm not slow. I'm medium. Back on it. So moon sign reading Patreon. They already followed it. Congratulations. Like that audio. How about this? Is this better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Thanks for your patience. What does it sound like now? Can we get some thumbs up now? Can we get some thumbs up now? Right? Can we get some thumbs up? Of course, we operating on a delay, but I want to make sure y'all can hear me. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. All right, cool. So, as I was saying, one of the most important things is happening here is you. The second most important thing is that we are starting our moon sign readings back on Patreon. Better late than never, the 3rd of every month. Starting out with June. We're going to get June out the way, and then we're going to move straight into July, the 3rd of every month. We're going to be doing moon sign readings, and I'm going to just kind of invest back into my tarot deck. So part of it is going to be every month going to be a new tarot deck, and then not every month, for a few months, these first few months I'm gonna be buying some new tarot decks, but who knows, it might get good to me and I want to buy more and more tarot decks. But with that being said, I just want to appreciate y'all support, and I really want to give back. I've been feeling extremely psychically in tune, and I just want to share that with the people. So we're going to do the moon sign readings. I got my mojo back, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to me. And moon sign readings going up on Patreon, patreon.com/Hood Mystic. You know I got to take care of the business because
you got your degree and you know every fucking thing. Who was going to love me?
And I need people to support me on my Patreon. So with that being said, the question that I pose to you is, do you feel you deserve love? This is my first question. One in the chat. And listen, I don't want y'all to be so quick to press 1 on this. Do you feel deserving of love? at the highest level, do you deserve your toes being licked? Do you deserve to be waited on hand and foot? Do you deserve your wife to say yes sir, no sir? Do you deserve your man to say, put you on a pedestal type energy? Like, do you deserve the highest levels of love, or do people got to give you the bare minimum? Do people got to treat you like, you really ain't shit for real? I mean, y'all say you deserve love, but at the same time, one in the chat, you accepting bare minimum in your relationship because you're a good person. I mean, you just got a heart of gold. I mean, it's cool. People treat you how they feel like treating you that day. No consistency, no loyalty. But at the end of the day, you so quick to press one. I deserve love. Do you really? I'm going to get into a study. This is some real stuff, Ashley. This is some real stuff, Ashley, because we quick to say that we deserve love, right? It's a natural reaction. One in the chat. And then we realize we accepting bare minimum in our relationship. We realize that, damn, this person is really taking advantage of me. Damn, I don't got no money in my check account no more. When I met him, I had money. Now I don't got none. And I want to get to the root of this love. I want to direct you into a particular situation where you recognize the truth within you not feeling the deservingness of love. In the deepest, transient, intimate aspects of love, not tangible, physical. Because the reality is this: we can really suffer in this department because we've never been told. And if you've been following my past videos, you kind of know what I'm getting at. I'm going to eventually get to what I'm always getting to. I guess the reality for me is that I've actually been going through a true life spiritual awakening and true life initiation into the truth in the service of humanity and what needs to be said through the understanding. So let me be clear. When we say we deserve love and we imagine that this love is going to come from a woman and just so happens she found another nigga. Just so happens she cheating on you with your brother and your sister and your daddy and your mama. But you deserve love. It's wicked out here. It's really wicked, and the wicked on the external should bring you closer to the truth. The disorganization in your relationship, the singleness, the loneliness, the dysfunction, the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the isolation, the neglect, the abandonment, it should lead you to one place. Where should that place be? Where should that place be? It should lead you to one specific place. And if you imagining that the love is going to come from anywhere else, you're going to always be let down. I mean, it could come to you on a silver platter with all the utensils that you need, the meat cooked well done, just like you like it. But at the end of the day, you're going to eat it and it's going to be gone. I've been in a real deep understanding of the glamour and materialism. It's going to lead you right back to the soul, no matter. And if you have a great relationship, it's going to take you further away from your soul. and then your soul is going to sabotage or bring you to a place of, hey, remember me, nigga? Hey, remember me? I was the one you got your whole style from, right? So I've been explaining glamour to a friend, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And there's like, this whole situation, right? Like a girl, like a guy. And right, I was like the guy and the girl, right? And the girl would say something like, man, he look good. Like that nigga got his shit together. He's sexy, right? Y'all would say some shit like that, right? And the nigga be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the littest nigga ever. Like, you never seen a nigga more lit than me. Like last night, we went and got 5 bottles, like bought out VIP. All the niggas was like, yo, y'all niggas is lit. Like, y'all niggas got bottles and bitches in VIP, bro. And like, we partied so hard last night. Like today, they throwing a parade for us. Like, nobody ever seen how we came to the club. Like, all my niggas had Rolls Royces, nigga. Like, we was pulled up, Rolls Royces, got out. The hoes was like fainting and crying and shit. Like, it was just like, I couldn't believe how lit I was. Like, and then I meet you, and it's like, of course you want to give me some pussy, right? You want to fuck me. Of course, because like, you never seen a nigga pull up to the club with pit bulls. Like, me and my niggas had, oh, you want to talk about guns? You heard of the AR? Listen, you like, my niggas came through with bazookas and we got in. They let us in. Why? Because we the littest niggas in this city. Of course you want to give me some pussy. Like, I'm lit. Like, I got money, cars, like, all the bitches want me. And the girl like, damn, like, all, like, you just so lit. Like, you so lit. Like, I'ma just give you like some pussy. Like, I gotta give it to you because it's like, I've never seen a nigga this lit before. And so you fuck the nigga, right? Cause he's just like the littest nigga ever. Like, they did a whole parade for him because how he just balled out at the club. Like, this nigga shot a video with Little X, Malcolm X, Hype Williams, Mo Williams, the point guard for the Cavs with LeBron in him. Like, when he first got to Cleveland, like, this nigga, he defies gravity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga got views. He's viral. Like, it's just like, he is so amazing that you just have to just give him some pussy, right? You just got to give it to him, right? Because look at his accolades. Like, you walk into his mansion and it's like awards and trophies and like, and he's like, listen, he got his hair cut the other day and he couldn't get out the barber chair. He couldn't get out. The nigga had to call for a 24-hour lifeguard. Nigga, that's how his waves was waving. Like, when you see him, your panties are just going to open up, fall down. Like, it's just going to give him all the pussy. And I just kept going in on it. And they was like, okay, I get it. We there's no logic to our decision making. And so, it's mild examples of that. But I'm going to the extreme with it to kind of prove a point that glamour and desire and projection is a real life spell that's taking place. It's a real life spell that's taking place, and what you want out of life so bad, it don't have no real root causes of explanation and meaning on no level. Like, it's like dancing in the club, a bitch dancing in the club, drinking liquor. Like, and the young person might like, damn, I want to be in the club drinking liquor. Like, it's like, it's dumb now. It's like, it might have been cool at a certain point, but at this particular point, it's over with. This shit is over. Like Bobby Hemmings said, I gotta get that sound on the next video. This shit is over with. The only thing that's real is your soul. But the soul is specific. The soul is in the energy of love, right? So we gonna open up a course. I wanted to do my Patreon, which I did. And so in the next video, I'm gonna be opening up a course, a shadow work course, and we're going to break down the anima and the animus. Me and my wife is doing courses, and not really courses, like meetups and things of that nature. And it's legit not, I mean, it's not for money at all. It's donation based, right? But it's like we got a lot of information, we got a lot of love, and God has put it on our spirit to share and do the best that we can to help others. And with this being said, one of the root understandings that has not been actually discussed, that spirit has placed upon my tongue to speak about, is the understanding of the anima and the animus and the deep love that one can begin to create within, as opposed to projecting that love and expecting that love from the littest nigga in the city, the most gorgeous girl, that has the most wondrous pussy that can heal you and save your life. All of these things are projections, and false projections at that. We get into the understanding that our deepest desires come from understanding the purpose of wanting to project. So it's actually a course, it's actually a conversation. But with that being said, I want to talk about some stats that I was feeling this in my heart, right? Because I'm the type of person that love, and in some instances I don't get that love back. One's in the chat. If you ever felt that you've given love and you didn't get that love back, is that a common feeling, or am I an outlier in this particular experience? Am I the only one who has felt that I've given a lot of love to a situation, but I haven't gotten that love back, right? And if this would happen a lot of times, I would create a disposition that maybe something is wrong with me. Maybe it's a problem with me. And of course, there has been a specific time where, I've had really major issues that I was ignoring and I hadn't dealt with. But at the same time, the people that I was dealing with wasn't no damn angels, right? I ain't felt like they was out of my league or nothing of that nature. I accepted some flaws, right? Flaws and all. We used to play the Beyonce song, When I Woke Your Ass Up, right? Used to, I'ma make up in the morning, like, yeah. I'm a bitch in the afternoon, like, yeah, all of that type of energy. But with that being said, it wasn't never reversed, and so it made me feel a certain type of way. But I've actually been on a healing journey, connecting myself to my soul, understanding the goddess within. And I want to be clear with this because we can get confused about this. The goddess within, we're going to talk about the goddess within for the males, right? The goddess within, we got to understand the goddess within, fellas. We got to understand the goddess within. I know y'all going, you're going to feel a certain type of way. You're going to feel like, well, hood, we got to buy dresses. We got to get lace fronts. We got to get BBLs, hood. What do you mean, hood? Hood, you mean that we got to get BBLs?
Oh my God!
You said we got to tap into the goddess within. I'm not ready to get no BBL. So no, we're not getting lace fronts or things of that nature. We're not getting leggings and things of that nature. We're not getting Ugg boots and things of that nature. We are understanding what our ideal feminine energy is within ourselves, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Give yourself a round of applause for that. And because you are a spiritual being having a human experience, you have existed in many different lifetimes. And in those lifetimes, you show up as male and you show up as female, independent of the particular lifetime that you show up as, Okay, so within your understanding of who you are as a spiritual being, it is masculine and it is feminine. It is the I am. It is the representation of masculine and feminine energy. I being the phallus, am being the mammary glands, the booty, and the buttocks, and if you flip it upside down, it'll be, some boobs. And what that I am represents is the God force energy. The issue is we can be a masculine trying to tap into nothing, right? Trying to tap into some ass, right? Trying to tap into a good 40-hour a week job or things of that nature, trying to make some money, take care of somebody, right? But we rarely get into the goddess within. So once again, we're going to have to flip it and get into the science of ladies. Y'all going to have to tap into the God within. Right? Who is the God within for y'all? Y'all know the God within for y'all is Jesus, right? Your mama loved Jesus. So why is Jesus so prevalent within the black community? Because it is a masculine entity, and in the Bible it says Jesus is within you. So the animus is a masculine energy that begins to make a person feel whole and complete, right? And I dare you to go into a Christian church and tell those women that Jesus ain't real. They might tase your ass or pepper spray you, think you the devil, right? Pour holy water on you. So what I'm trying to say is that we have to begin to get into a loving relationship with the opposing energies within ourselves. And so when we want to be specific about shadow work, what is hidden from a majority of us is the divine feminine. What is hidden from us is the divine masculine. So if you are a woman, you might double down on divine feminine energy. But the hidden side, the darkness, the shadow, is the divine masculine within. And as opposed to like getting Timberland boots and Air Force Ones and Mitchell and Ness jerseys and things of that nature, you're going to understand what you're expecting out of your relationships. Because what you expect out of your relationships get projected on whatever man is in front of you. And 10 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, 12 times out of 10, 50 times out of 10, he's never living up to the expectation that you create for him. She's never living up to the expectation that you create for her. So before you launch that expectation onto your desired woman or desired man, you understand the energy for which it stands. And this is shadow work, and this is going to be the next course, getting into the minutia of anima and animus and really seeing it, how it shows up in our lives. And it is, when I'm saying like why I got to talk about this, because it's so powerful. Because you might feel like you got to have sex with somebody, right? Is there somebody in your life that you feel like you got to pull their pennies down? Is there somebody in your life that you feel like you can't really be around them without your hands, touching their private parts and things of that nature? See, when you get into with your anima or your animus, it's not sexual, it is fulfilling, it's satisfactory. So when you are in the midst of your significant other, you'll begin to see her for herself. You follow me? You'll begin to see the man and appreciate the man. You'll begin to see the woman and appreciate the woman, because in the midst of your projection, you didn't see her. Why didn't you see her? Because you only seen her up until she did some things that you wanted versus what you didn't want. And you would spend all day thinking about how this girl ain't shit, right? She ain't nothing, right? How he ain't shit. Why he ain't shit? Because I projected my God force energy on him and he didn't live up to my expectations. He should have known better, right? Imagine if you never did that at all. Is that something that you can imagine? Is that something that you would be interested in? One's in the chat. So let's get into the statistics. What class do you fall into? Deserving love or truly believing that you do deserve love? Because if you do deserve love, chances are you in a healthy, happy, blissful relationship. But if in the deep recesses in your mind you feel like you don't deserve love, you are more than likely in a toxic, abusive situation or not in a situation at all. What thrives this is knowing that people will seek out toxic situations, right? And then complain about the fact that they're in toxic situations, unfulfilling relationships, giving your vagina away for free, like, and then being like proud of it and things of that nature. And it's just so weird out here in these streets, in the deeper reality of it is the way that you would act so indifferent to your health, your mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. Why? Because your side and our sacral sexual organs is connected to our spiritual, to our soul. And when we have a spiritual death, it takes place in the sexual regions, right? When you break a person sexually. So if you are broken sexually, then the natural, deeper truth is that you feel like you don't deserve love thoroughly, intrinsically. And you might, and then how do you double down on this? You begin to seek love externally with the deeper basis that you don't deserve love. And then when people start peopling, it's almost like a tornado is taking place. It's almost like a flood is taking place, a deluge of emotions that's kind of just whirling you and like bringing you down and taking you to a place that you don't even know where you want to be. And you just so triggered because you haven't gotten to a space where you love God, because you haven't built the relationship with the God is within. And the reason why you haven't built a relationship with the God is within, because you wasn't specifically taught, right? We have to get messages from God. And in order to get messages from God, we have to begin to love God, and God will begin to speak to us and minister to us. And if God will minister to us, then we must minister to our brothers and sisters. It ain't about a following. It ain't about how many views you have. It's about trusting the God within and trusting your soul and being on this path and not necessarily always, making the right choices a lot of times and actually making mistakes. I find that those things bring me closer to what I need to actually be doing. But at the same time, I'm grateful to be able to correct myself and speak to a way where I can, hold space with divine feminine, hold space with divine masculine, and say, okay, this is what we need to do. We begin to need to understand ourselves in our multifaceted nature, in our physical and spiritual nature. And if our mama don't like us, if our husband don't like us, if our wife don't like us, if our kids don't like us, give them that space, give them that choice. But in this present time, we have to begin to understand ourselves in truth. And it's a lot of flim flam, skim scam, win win out here. And it's very disheartening. And the most disheartening thing is that the love that you are seeking from your relationships can be easily established within. So when it comes to your relationship, they can just be sources of happiness, joy, connection, peace, bliss, understanding. They don't become places of need, right? Places of survival. So let's read for a little bit. Analyzing data from 6,612 people. This is a large sample set. The self-esteem test, psych test, researchers examined two distinct groups: those who believe that they deserve love and those who don't. The difference between the groups were staggering. Okay. So I think we tend to want to play the middle in this, right? But we want to be very clear where this love is coming from, or else you would be on the other side, right? Telling you, it's weird out here in 2023. Anybody out here dating? If you dating and it's weird, put a 1 in the chat. If you actively dating and it's weird, put a 1 in the chat. If loyalty is like a foreign word, put a 1 in the chat. Because you'll look for love and you'll find that this person doesn't feel that they deserve love. And you'll be giving that person love. And it's a mind fuck. One of the biggest mind fucks of all time. 68% of people believe that they are unworthy of love and also admit that they don't like themselves. So generally, when you say, hey babe, I like you, I like kicking it with you, I like your personality, you a real cool person. You a real cool person. Right? And they say, oh, thank you. And it don't hit, it don't register. You be like, damn. You can compliment a person, but if they don't compliment themselves, right? It don't hit. Right? And it's like compared to the 6% of people who believe that they deserve love. So the 6% of people who believe that they deserve love also say that they love themselves. Right? It's a direct correlation. It's not even hard, right? It's a simple mathematical science, right? The more that you love yourself, the more that you get in tune with the God within, the more that you become worthy of love from other people. Because the need, right? The need from other people's removes itself. You don't need nothing from them because all of your love come from within. And this is the final frontier, right? This is the next level, because we have went into relationships and demanded that the person meet our needs. We demanded that this person become the God in our lives. We demanded that this person become the goddess in our lives. And some of us don't even have a goddess, but we have a goddess within. And we're not even going to deal with that relationship because the last girl, said, I'm leaving you for a nigga that had a parade down the street because he bought out the bottles at the club last night. This nigga got more motion than you. He more lit than you. I'm off of you. And so we feel like we have lost something. It's good to experience that because at the end of the day, you find out that nobody can take nothing from you. Nobody can take God from you. Nobody can take the goddess from you. So within your relationships, the leader has to be spirit. And if the leader not spirit, then it's going to be y'all two going at it. Y'all going to be playing tug of war. Right? And the reason why you can be in a relationship, be competitive, be combative, somebody going to get tired of that shit. Right? Motherfuckers life ain't for a motherfucker to be mad and upset. All because you projected your God force energy on me and I'm not living up to it. Imagine if you did it. That's the conversation that we having. 62% also think that they are boring and uninterested. And that's the truth, right? You can, in the midst of deserving to be loved, you can't sit in front of the TV all day. You can't just sit and be on TikTok and Instagram. You got to learn how to make yourself more interesting. Becoming more seductive. And when we get into the astrology, you're going to have to tap into the adventure. You're going to have to tap into your curiosity. You're going to have to tap into what resonates with you. Because just sitting back, chilling, watching TV, you in the realms of feeling like you don't deserve love and you got time to waste. Y'all got time to waste like that to be binge watching shows? Hell yeah, you boring and uninteresting as fuck. 70% feel that they are not good enough for anyone. When you don't imagine somebody, and this is real, right? This is real. This is real. Like, be fun, be adventurous, be seductive. Like, at the end of the day, keep it real, ladies. When was the last time you wore some lingerie to bed? When was the last time you did a little role play? You be sitting back watching a goddamn TV show on your laptop with the hair bonnet, food and shit, just kind of chilling. Feeling good unto yourself, whether you know it or not, it puts you in the energy quotient, in the energy range of providing good energy to people. Whether you know it or not, like, it's not even like, it's like people fall in love every day, people link up every day. Like, it's a pheromone, it's an energy. And sometimes I've seen this happen. If you internalize that you're not good enough, you also like cut yourself off from love. And the reality of this whole situation is that you deserve to be loved. 46% will change their personality, opinions, and appearance in order to be accepted by others, and this is sad. This is sad to me because learning how to love yourself, learning how to become yourself, the best version of yourself, you don't got to change for nobody. And sometimes people will put you in these type of situations where they don't accept you, right? They don't accept you and you got to change. And you, like, it's so many people, like, I know for a fact that be in relationships and feel just like they can't be themselves. Because the moment that they are their true selves, they are outside of their relationship. The person is going to treat them different. So they morph themselves into this person that they are not in order to sustain a relationship. But the purpose of this conversation is that you deserve love. So once again, give yourself a round of applause. I really appreciate y'all for being here. And I just want to kind of like look at the chart, because the next chart that I look at is going to be the new moon chart. And this is a quarter moon chart. We got the moon in Virgo, sidereal. Want to talk about Mars, Venus, and Lilith in the third decan of Cancer. Of course, the sun in Gemini, which is kind of like something that I'm going to talk about more when we talk about the new moon. And then Uranus and Jupiter in Aries. But to top it off is Pluto in the first decan of Capricorn. So I tend to want to just look at a raw chart and talk about it because, you know, it's not that hard. And sometimes, like, some people will look at a chart and they'll be like, I don't know what I'm looking at type shit. But I just have like a simple system of just looking at charts through the decans, assigning each decan to a card, and it'll help you understand the energy very clearly because it all means something and none of it is random. So the first part of the particular energy that I want to talk about is Mars square Uranus, but there's also Venus conjunct Lilith at exact 24 degrees. And this is a deep, the Sabian symbol is 24. Well, the Sabian symbol for Mars is 27. And 27 talks about a catharsis, a release. It's this row of luxurious homes and the waters of Cancer floods and just takes out all of these luxurious homes that people have built up for all of these years. And the overall theme of this flood is that the people feel good, like shit. At least I don't gotta pay that high ass motherfucking property tax on that motherfucker. Get some of that insurance money, you feel me? Like, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the things that we hold on to and the things that we afraid to release, and especially our possessions. And so these are major themes of the chart. And then it's a very interesting thing because Venus is exactly conjunct Lilith. And Lilith is our suppressed sexual energy. And it's also conjunct the planet of love, the planet of like romantic or familial love. And so that's kind of confusing because usually those two things are kind of separate. So what this energy reveals is that, you know, true love will show up, right? If you had arguments with a person or misunderstandings with a person, relationship troubles and issues, with Venus conjunct Lilith right now, the relationship can work itself out. Are y'all getting any type resolutions in y'all relationship? Ones in the chat. Is y'all relationships coming around? Is it more of the I can see clearly now, the rain is gone type energy with your love in your love life, in the realms of like relationships with your family members? Things that used to be rocky, you can find some form of understanding and resolution within them. And if it's something that's actually bothering you, this is the time to look at it, right? If it's something that you ain't been actually dealing with, if you ain't called your mom in a long time, uh, if it's some, because you know, it's about to be a Venus retrograde, and dog, Venus retrogrades are so intense that I think that if you are lying about a particular relationship, it's time to get like real clean. Like if you love somebody, if you are rejecting that love, right, because you don't want to get hurt, that's a very real thing for a lot of people. And getting into the energy where you just simply deserving of love because you do deserve love, and really getting past any feelings of feeling that you don't deserve love. And so when I look at this particular energy, I look at it as a form of release, and it's a very powerful spiritual thing because we tend to hold on to material things, human things, things in the construct of time, but we are spiritual beings. We exist outside of time. So it's like an angel peering down, and it's like a ghetto hood fight, and man is fighting, you know, black man, and they get into a fight in the whole hood. Like, you heard what happened, and the angel peering down, like, and then the angel look like, hey, what happened? Yeah, man, fuck that nigga up. And the angel like, oh man, that's crazy. I gotta get up there and tell God about this shit, man. God, guess what? Man done whoop this nigga black man's ass, right? It ain't that deep. Like, it ain't that important. The angel ain't gonna ever give a fuck. So when we look, and I'm referencing, when you look at yourself and you look at your issues and you look at, you know, all of the things, it could be serious, severe addiction. It could be a situation where you think like, I can't solve it. Well, the reality is you can't solve it, right? But if you release it and you give it up to God, it begins to like actually help you out. And a couple of things with this energy: Jupiter and Aries and Uranus in the third decan of Aries going into Taurus. It also speaks about like going on an adventure, like going in some, like Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is all about taking trips. And if you haven't like scheduled a vacation or traveling something or whatever, it's a good time to do so. Like, I mean, it's a good time to do so like within the whole year, but not nothing too crazy. I ain't feeling like Mexico is a no-go. Of course, be safe, but think about expansion. Think about, you know, if you look at the I think it's the 2 or 3 of wands, it's a man standing there with a globe in his hand. He looking at it and he pointing out to his destination. Like, as a spiritual being, you have to actually set up your destination, right? Your expansion is just now beginning. Everything that you thought was going to happen is still going to happen. But in this particular cycle, it's about really setting those intentions of what you thought was about to happen, right? Because don't give up on yourself, right? Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your ideal relationship. Um, but also, it's a real important energy of like following your soul, like quitting that job, moving back in with your mama, moving back in with your husband, because he gonna pay all the rent type shit, so you can begin to like, give up a little bit of the societal pressures of being a rich bitch and things of that nature, boss bitch, masculine energy, things of that nature. When you follow the soul is not going to want you to work so hard, right? Because you can't work hard and service the soul or connect to the soul. So it might feel lazy. And I will also advise don't feel lazy, but I will also advise to kind of get off the path, right? The path of just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna make the money, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna make the money, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to. That is not a venture, right? That is, you got to take a week off, you got to use some of that PTO, you got to actually engage in the world that you living in. Going to work, paying your rent, being in your home is not the energy of Uranus and Aries. So a lot of this energy is very taboo, right? And so if you can't, like, you gotta get into the understanding of a sun sign and a moon sign, right? People not who they say they are. You gotta get real deep into a person, right? But all of this is adventure, like getting to learn a person, because this is what's happening. People don't know themselves and you don't know them, right? That's your girlfriend, that's your boo, that's your wife, that's your husband, but you don't know that nigga. One's in the chat. One's in the chat, you don't know that dude. You don't really know him. You don't really know her. So what's the adventure when you think about, so what rules the third deacon is Venus, right? So the third deacon of Aries is ruled by Venus, and this energy is like finding a challenge, finding something to go for. Like it's really like love, where love is a challenge. Like love is something that you fight for. Love ain't easy. The difference with when it's love, when you just like, all right, I'll give you another chance. All right, I'll take you back. It ain't stupid. It's kind of like you tolerant, you forgiving, you want to see the other side, you want to understand this person, you love this person, right? That's adventurous, because the normal is like the moment that I get hurt, I'm cutting off, I'm turning down. But if you in this energy, man, this is a very much like some keywords that's coming up is forgiveness. One of the keywords coming up is forgiveness. Like forgiveness is so powerful right now. Forgiveness is so powerful right now. And forgiveness also ties into release. It's a lot of things that y'all holding on to right now. You got to figure out how you going to release it. If you going to cry, go ahead and cry. A lot of y'all just need to go ahead and cry. A lot of y'all just need to call that man back and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Can we make it work? A lot of y'all need to go back into that relationship that you trying to ruin and say, you know what, can we do some polygamous type stuff? A lot of y'all just need to be bold and just say, hey, I've been watching you every single day and I've been wanting to get to know you better. Can I take you out to eat? It's time to actually get into the energy, right? It's like, it's very decisive energy. It's very critical energy. And a lot of times, I talk about working together and partnering up and stuff like that. But even in those particular dynamics, it ain't perfect. In those dynamics, you got to be hard on people, but you got to figure it out, right? You got to figure it out. You got to work it out. You can't You can't dismiss team. You can't dismiss family. You can't dismiss friends. You can't dismiss love. That's not the way that it works. Like, you got to figure out some form of like problem solving and resolution. And one of the key ways to get to that point is forgiveness. Look, I forgive you. I forgive myself. How do we move forward? How do we move on? And that is an adventure, right? Because you don't know. Forgiveness, I guarantee you, I got $1,000,000 for anybody that attempts to forgive themselves, right? And don't get a transformation instantly. So we also want to like tie it all in, because the reason why this time is so critical, we don't understand seeds as people, right? We don't understand our seed. So what would a seed be in the chart? The seed is Jupiter in Aries, Uranus in Aries. Jupiter is a yearly type of energy. So this year is a seed year, right? So this year is a year for children, babies, birth, bringing new life into the world, new ideas that is going to expand over these next 13 years, right? In the next 13 years, that embryo that was in your stomach is going to be a little boy or a little girl saying, hey, mommy, I'm about to go to the dance. I'll see you later. Things of that nature. But at this particular point, you talking to the girl, right? Are you talking to the man? Or spirit is telling you who that man is, right? Or who that woman is, but then there's some shit that you haven't released within yourself. Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter in the first house is really about, you're going to have to start looking good, going to have to start feeling good, going to have to start taking care of yourself. The new beginning is yourself, right? Jupiter, Aries, it rules the head, it rules the hypothalamus. So we get into some real root seed type energy. And I'm saying this because people don't understand the seed. People want to see the whole tree. People want to see the whole manifestation. People say, I want to learn how to manifest, but they have a hard time with the embryonic stage of development. So with that being said, so if you can understand that this is a root to something, then you can also understand that just because the manifestation isn't here doesn't mean you have to make a decision on where to sow the seed, right? It says like, well, it takes 9 months to grow this plant. Well, I'll just wait till 9 months to plant the seed then. If it take 9 months, that don't even make sense, right? You got to be more decisive in this period, because when you are decisive about who your baby mama or who your baby daddy is, that's about half of the work. Right? That's a majority of the work, because it's like, all right, you conceive, you plant the seed, and then nature or spirit, it just kind of takes care of itself. So the only form of decisiveness that's actually happening is right now. If you take advantage of this energy, and if you stop beating yourself up, if you stop feeling like you don't deserve love, if you start dealing with your soul in a real, direct, clear way, in the way of love, when you start to love your soul, you start to see your soul as masculine if you are feminine. You start to see your soul as feminine if you are masculine. And you begin to love this, and this soul begins to love you back. You begin to understand things about yourself, and life gets easier, ladies and gentlemen. Life gets better. You begin to see, you begin to get so clear on things. I was waiting on these damn glasses for a month. How that work? I did the express, it took a month, and I was working through this anima and animus, and when it began to get clearer, I finally got these damn glasses, but that's besides the point. We also can understand the larger cycles of Pluto moving into Sidereal Capricorn in the major tenet of change. If the energy isn't centered in change, then doing the same job every day is going to naturally make you feel a certain type of way. operating in the relationship under the same constitution without no amendments and no edits is going to make you feel the same type of way. So to begin to open up your mind and see, you can do all of this. You can have a polygamous relationship when you love your soul. You can have 20 people. What does polygamous mean? It means many lovers. If all 20 of us love our soul, the outside world don't even understand. They think we all fucking each other, having orgies. But what's really happening is God is running the relationship. It's like we all plug into our machines and the machine has a mainframe. And it's easy to move in unison. It's called spirit. It's called connectivity. It's called connection. It's called soul development. It's called spiritual development. And these things represent change. This is like knowledge. This is information that when applied, if you and your wife say, I'm going to stop judging you. I'm going to stop faulting you. I'm just going to love God. I'm going to go in my corner. You go in your corner. In your corner, you love God. I told my girl, think about the most intimate sex scene your imagination can muster and make love to that nigga. Give him all the pussy you got, right? Because guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, because I'm not going to make you be my fantasy. Because your soul is not a fantasy. Your soul is a truth. So it's so deep and it's so real. Y'all going to have to sign up for that shadow work course. Once I got the link, it'll be in my next video. Gonna work out the details, put it up on the set more. And yeah, we can rock out with our miniature cockouts. So let's get into some understanding. What can we do about this? What are some things that showed up to me in the realms of clarity about this energy? And one of the things that stood out is possessiveness, and it's multi-layered. So I'm going to go through this as fast as I can. People who are broken are possessed by a spirit that has exited the body and roamed the earth. When people get broken, they become possessed by the spirit, and the spirit has to feed off of negative energy to stay alive. So this is why people can get into drug use, sex, depression, other mental illnesses and things of that nature, because we're dealing with the spirit of possession. That's the spiritual level. A more relationship level is where you look at your husband not as your husband but as your possession. You look at your wife not as your wife but as your possession. Like, you own her, she do what you're supposed to do, and like you like, she's not a human being with her own independent thoughts that can think for herself. And the trouble with that is that your girl freaky as hell, and you could never even fathom how freaky your girl is. And she just protect your little heart, protect your little feelings, right? And at the same time, right, when you love a man and he's a good man and you with him, that don't mean that you own him, right? You're gonna have to figure out a way to get into the science of understanding him and loving him, or leaving him alone. Because you can't have a good man and be mad at him. Now, can't do that. Possessiveness destroys love, and they should not be possessed, because that again destroys your love. So, forgiveness, letting go, and then last thing that I want to talk about before I get up out of here in this episode of Hood in the Morning is really like letting go of the illusion. As I went into the example earlier, like, the things that you want, why do you want them? And why do you want them so bad you willing to put your spirit on the line to get them? Why do you think that your soul don't want you to stop? Does your soul want you to relax and take a break? One's in the chat, or your soul just wants you to keep going, 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 and stressing yourself out? So the reason why you going, going, going is because you have some ambition, some goal that you created for yourself that you're trying to manifest. But at the same time, why you want that more than you want the peace of mind that comes with the soul? And also, why are you holding on to negative energies towards other people? Whenever you hold negative energies towards other people, you move yourself out of truth. Never to think evil of anyone, no matter how much error they may seem to express, but to see all as they really are in spirit, perfect, harmonious, joyous, and prosperous. Why? We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. The human experience is heavily flawed. The spiritual being is masculine and feminine perfection. When we just simply reflect on that part of ourselves, we are able to perceive God, because God is sex, okay? But sex is not destructive sex, casual sex, sex without God. You can't sit and have a conversation about all of the things that God has brought you through. You can't channel and minister to this person. You can't heal this person with your words, but you can fuck them. You can give them some sex. That's weird. So whenever you having sex outside the confines of having spirit, you don't understand the nature of yourself. The nature of yourself is Yab Yum, mother and father. It is a woman and a man in sexual bliss. When you reflect on this truth within yourself, you are reflecting on the paradigm of God. Because when you go to heaven, all you going to be doing is having sex. It's just going to be a constant, continuous orgy. So when we are able to reflect and deal with our spirit, it is that constant, continuous orgy within ourselves. This is always perfect, harmonious, and of spiritual nature. When we don't understand it, when we're not clear on this, when we're not told explicitly, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, our brain will begin to fill in the holes, and we'll begin to make shit up. We'll begin to do a whole bunch of random shit that don't matter. And if you are able to perceive the words that are coming out of my mouth, and all you have to do is slow down, relax, understand that you are a spiritual sexual being, and you can understand the energy within yourself. You don't have to project it on your lover or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You can understand this energy within yourself, and your relationships change like this, your career change like this, your life change like this, because God wants to help you. God wants your life to be good. But you mad at your boyfriend too much. You mad because your relationship status ain't the way you want it to be. You mad that your finances ain't where you want it to be. And none of this is getting one with God within. And maybe you wouldn't deal with it because you don't know what it is. But maybe if I told you it's just like Pornhub, but in your soul, would you pay attention to it? One's in the chat. One's in the chat if that make any sense to y'all. Hold a thought to search out and absorb to one's consciousness through the process of meditation prayer, the truth contained in spiritual words, to repeat some statement of truth in silence and meditate on it till it becomes a living word in the consciousness illuminating and upbuilding the mind and body. So the reason that I have these conversations is to interject spiritual thoughts into your mind. Maybe one of these thoughts will begin to reverberate within your mind. You begin to make love to your soul. You find peace within yourself, right? And you hold that thought. Maybe you got on this live really mad at your baby daddy. And now you beginning to think, maybe I can forgive my baby daddy a little bit. Maybe you got on this live mad that your baby mom took that $40 out your check for child support. You needed that 40 to buy some loud. Hopefully you able to forgive your baby mom for drafting that 40 out for your kids because she needed some diapers and things of that nature, right? And you could begin to go on the process of sobriety. Because if you don't got nothing after that 40, weed is not your problem, right? So understanding that it is a positivity that is found within all of us. And the moment we begin to put this energy out into the world, we get farther and farther from the truth. So hopefully you able to find the truth within yourself. I'll be so happy, right? If you begin to make love to yourself, not in a masturbatory way, but in a spiritual way, in an understanding way. Hold space with your heart, right? You ever get with that dude and he like, want to fuck all the time, right? In reference to your soul, don't want to, don't go so fast, right? Take it slow, right? Don't be up at your soul like.
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, who was gonna love me?
All right, but that's been the episode of Hood in the Morning. The next video that I'm going to be doing is tackling this new moon. It's Sidereal Gemini. Hopefully y'all have a good day. I'm very serious about the facts of loving yourself, loving your soul, getting one with yourself, developing a deep spiritual relationship with yourself. Because I'm actually going through that and experiencing the miracles of that. So I just want to share that with y'all. If it's tough, if things aren't making sense, you're probably far away from yourself right now. And it's time to get closer, relax, take a deep breath, meditate, find the truth in spiritual words. I know how the emotions get. I know how the mental get. I know how it feels to just feel like you in no man's land and you up against the wall. But in all of these situations, I pray that they bring you closer to your soul. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for watching. Check the links out in the description to support the channel, especially if you benefited from this video. I do this full time and have been doing this full time, and I've been able to support myself and my family through you guys' business and through you guys' donation. So, I just, appreciate the support in advance and just want to thank you for supporting the channel and supporting yourself by really tuning into yourself. I know life can get hard. And there's a lot of distractions and a lot of things that pull you away from yourself. And I just hope that you begin to get closer and closer to the God within, begin to understand it, because in the understanding, in the application, it is so much light and so much truth within yourself. So if I could illuminate that any better for you, I did my job today. So I'll see you guys in a later date. I'm going to begin to do research on the new moon. And when that research concludes, y'all will get a new video. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
They ain't rooting for me, they ain't clapping for me. I'm only saying, can somebody just be happy for me? I really hate to say I told you so, so I bite my tongue, but no.
Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic. Time to tap in now. Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. You are now Tapped in with the Hood Mystic.